Good afternoon, friends. And hello, weekend. Yay, it's another Friday. Yes, it is Friday the 13th, but hey, I'm not a superstitious kind of gal. And I hope that you guys out there aren't either. But if you are, you know, do what you got to do. But I don't attach anything that is evil or spooky to Friday the 13th. I'm just not like that. But greetings and salutations out there in Facebook world. It's always a pleasure to come before you. So today, I want to come before you because I got another rant. All right. I'm ready to take on Food Network. hmm I want a piece of them. But before I tell you why, let me let you know. This here is Turkey Hill chocolate and vanilla ice cream. And the reason why I am eating it right now is because I just got back in the house from my fourth trip, maybe five, maybe it's my fifth trip to the grocery stores this week. And I just left Harris Teeter, and Turkey Hill ice cream is on sale for $1.97, and it's some good stuff. They got a really nice selection of flavors in. So I had stood in line, so I was afraid that it was going to start to melt. So while it's good and soft, I love my ice cream soft. While it's good and soft, I thought I'd go ahead and have some. But anyway, let's get, a little backstory going here. Yes, I believe I did. I'm pretty sure I went to grocery store today, Walmart, Harris Teeter, Aldi, Target. I think I went every day this week. But hey, let me let y'all know, COVID ain't got nothing to do with that. Not a thing, because I'm not in a panic. I'm not stockpiling. I got a few extras that are, like in a survival kit. No, I always keep those. But in case of a quarantine, I ain't worried. Because my kids called me earlier this morning and said, "Hey, Grammy, are you coming out to stay with us if we quarantine?" I said, "Well, what y'all gonna do? Y'all gonna self-quarantine, or are you gonna wait for a mandated quarantine?" They said, "Well, quarantine, whatever we decide to do." I said, "Sure, I'll come out and I'll use y'all's toilet paper." But because I always do believe in keeping a lot of water, I offered to bring water. So I'm not worried about that. So after I got home and loaded all my packages in, set them down, I had a few perishables. I put them away in the freezer. Then I went to my powder room and I soaped up, scrubbed up. Then I washed my face. Then I used the facilities. And I said, facilities? It don't matter whether it's in the house or not. They're still facilities. Just because they're in my house, does that mean they ain't facilities? Anyway, would you please let me do this? Just, I got somebody here with stuff wrote on cardboard posters like they cue cards. I ain't got to use no cue cards. Hey, I know what I got to say, and I know what I want to say, and I'm gonna say it like I want to say it. So I'll deal with these people later. But anyway, so then I used my facilities, and I said, well, you know what? I just need to talk to Facebook about Food Network and this here thing that I got with them. This thing that's sticking in my craw with them. So I wanted to enjoy the ice cream along with me, and I thought, it's so nice and soft. I want to eat some of it before I put it in the freezer. And yeah, I go to the grocery store 2 or 3 days a week anyway, because I like to eat, I like to cook, I like to try out new things. So it's nothing unusual for me. Okay, here we go. Food Network. I'm sure that most of you guys have heard of diners, drive-ins, and dives, or what they call Triple D. Well, there are several establishments, restaurants, diners, drive-ins, dives, whatever, here in the Queen City that have Guy Fieri has come here and he has filmed there, and they've got their certificate and everything in the diners, drive-ins, and dives Hall of Fame, or whatever you want to call it. And I have always enjoyed watching diners, drive-ins, and dives. Of course, I love Food Network anyway. It's one of my top shows. But here's my problem, and I know y'all probably glad I'm finally getting to it, but here it is. Why is it we don't see enough people of color? And I really want to say this color. Why we don't see enough of this color on diners, drive-ins, and dives? Well, now hold on, slow your roll. I'm not talking about the Jamaican restaurants that they feature. They feature Jamaican restaurants. I've seen more than one of them being featured on the show. What I'm talking about is in the establishments where they are filming, and you know how you get on diners, drive-ins, and dives. Somebody writes in to Food Network and suggests that Guy Fieri come to that city and visit this particular food establishment because they think that it's worthy to, it's worthy. It's something very special about the food, something special about the establishment, something special about the owners that they feel is worthy. Okay. My problem here with you at Food Network is that we don't see enough people who are diners. Sure, we see the cooks, the chefs, the waitresses, the wait staff, and we see the diners in the Jamaican featured restaurants. But we don't see them enough in general. I mean, now I know because I watch this show 4 or 5 times a day. I don't miss it. Anybody out there want to challenge me? You're entirely welcome. This will be on my YouTube channel. It'll be on my YouTube channel. And anybody that wants to see it at a later date, or if anybody watching it now wants to talk about it with somebody else and say, hey, that chick said yada, yada, yada. And I don't agree with her, yada, yada, yada. Then if you tell somebody else and they don't see it on Facebook, they can always go to the Best of the RGOC on YouTube, and you can find anything that I record here on Facebook on that channel. Plus, in the next couple of days, I'm going to put it on my podcast. I'm going to get the word out there. I'm challenging Food Network. I'm going after. I said, get that mess out. If you cross in front of this camera, me and you become unbenefited. And I'm not playing. I am the creator, executive producer, and director of this show, and I say what I want to say. I got a situation, but I'm going to deal with that situation later. Anyway, people, I just want y'all to know how I feel about Food Network. I ain't going to stop watching them, though. Because when I watch them now, I'm going to call it research. I got to see. And it'll go to my statistics. I got a little log book. Keeping up with it. So anyway, I'm going to let y'all know when I have been able to do something about this. Because I'm looking out. I mean, we got people who love gigantic burgers, who love duck, who love meatloaf and Mexican food. We got people that do that, so why ain't you got your camera coming up on us and saying, so how do you like it here? What do you think about the Big Bomb Burger? What do you think about the body, sausages and eggs. What do you think about the loaded pancakes? Why it always gotta only be what you think about the goat curry? You know what I'm saying? So anyway, until we meet again, thanks for listening. I love you. Stay tuned.